Welcome to week 32 of the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge. As always, I have prepared my prompts and I'm using a 4x6 inch index card as my base. The first prompt is a cake or a dessert, and here I found this lovely little photo with the baby eating the cake. Here I have a keyboard for the next prompt. Then out of my sticker book, this time it's not the bear and the hedgehog, but a flying insect that I use for this card. And these are my polka dots. I'm not sure that they actually count for polka dots, but I thought they are polka dotty enough. Same with flags, like in the background. Can you see the flags? That's addressing that prompt. And here I have little bits and pieces of beautiful lace. I'm also using gold flake, you will see later in the video, and I have these cards because I would like to do something different this week. I would love to do some interactive elements in this postcard because I am planning to create a birthday card for a dear friend with pockets and little surprises for her to discover. Okay, let's have a look. First, maybe to get an idea of the layout, like how I would like to have this, because the keyboard I thought could be a pocket, and then on the left hand side to add a pocket for a little journaling card or like a voucher card, because I thought I would like to invite her for breakfast, for a birthday breakfast, and so to tuck in a little voucher on the side. But I think I need to back the paper with a little bit of cardstock, because for the printout I just used normal copy paper. Yeah, but I think first I will glue down the picture of the little girl full-heartedly enjoying her birthday cake. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. I think I would like to speak a little bit about this week's card. I really learned patience this week, and I learned how much editing of a video can make it look like everything went smoothly and easy, while actually this week's postcard turned out to be a little bit of a nightmare, because I measured and I did all sorts of things, and then the measurements went wrong, and the tucks that I wanted to put in the pockets were too wide and would not fit, and all sorts of things went wrong. But I just continued with what I was doing, and I tried to make the best out of it. And I thought that I would like to make today's fairy tale exactly about that, because I think it's so important to notice what kind of stories we tell ourselves, that when things go wrong, like how do we talk to us? Like, do we add to the grief or the disappointment of things haven't gone the way we hoped they would? How do we talk to ourselves? Like, do we say like, oh, you just too stupid, you can't do this, or this just looks awful, you never should have thought about giving her a birthday card, or things like that? Or can we be in the face of disappointment or failure or things not going to plan? Can we talk nicely to ourselves? But for now, let's go back to this week's collage and my postcard. Here with the polka dots, I thought I would like to create a pocket that goes on the side of the postcard, and I thought I would like to put in a card that you can see on the top. It is like cardstock that has been coffee dyed, and on the top you might see a link to my other video about coffee dyed paper. And so if the pocket goes there, I would like to use the keyboard, I think, to go at the bottom also as a pocket for a longer strip, like something to push in, like under the keyboard. I thought with like writing happy birthday on it or something like that, but I think it's good to, if I back it up with cardboard as well, because it was just a printout on normal copy paper. And as I said, if it's used as a pocket and pushed in and pulled out, it needs to be a little bit more sturdy than just copy paper. Really pressing it down so that it is really glued properly to it. Okay. Yeah, I think I can start gluing the pockets down. I'm using liquid glue, and the small nozzle allows me to just have a thin line on the outside that gives me as much space for the card inside as possible. With the bigger pocket, that is not so important, but you can see with the keyboard pocket, it is actually necessary to have just these very, very thin lines to press it down properly. Yeah. Afterwards I realized I should have taken a different glue, like art glitter glue or something like that, that the glue I used, just normal PVA glue, was just not strong enough, was just not holding. Okay, and here I'm cutting down the little card that is going into my pocket. As I said, I'm using coffee dyed paper, and here I'm using my cutting tool. It was lying just next to me, so it was easy just to grab it. Of course I could have taken my scissors just to cut it down, but it was lying there, and so I thought it's the easiest. So how would I like to decorate this card? I definitely would like to have round corners, because it's so much easier to slide the card into the pocket. And I think with the card, I think I would like to make a gold card out of it. It's a little bit of a funny thing here in New Zealand, because when you turn 65, you can get a gold card. And the gold card means you can use the public transport without pay. You have reduced fees at your GP, at the movies, even in some cafes. And so with my friend turning 65, I thought it's a funny little thing, quirky thing, to make her a gold card. And I'm using this gold flakes, and it's actually very easy to use, a little bit fiddly, but I go here around the edges just with glue stick to get some a layer of glue on the edges, and then I use my tweezers to gently press down the flakes. And here you can see, like, gently patting with my finger, and then bit by bit using the flakes to cover all the edges, all the areas that I before had put down glue on, and I cover them here with the flakes, pressing them down until everything is covered. You can see it's a little bit fiddly, and can also be glued to your fingers, but here you can see once it's glued, I'm using a brush to carefully take off the leftover of the flakes, and with the leftover I can then decorate the next little piece, or the thing that is completely left over I can put back into my jar. And with that, I think it might be time for our little story today. So if you like to prepare yourself, press the pause button, get a coffee or a tea so that you can make yourself comfortable. And while you're finishing watching my video, enjoy listening to the story. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time in a charming little village, there lived a woman called G, known for her creativity and her love for crafting. As G's dear friend's 65th birthday approached, G wanted to create a special card for her, an interactive gem filled with surprise and joy. G eagerly gathered her supplies, colorful papers, beautiful lace ribbons, and her trusting sewing machine. She envisioned a card that would unfold like a magical story, revealing layers of love and laughter with images of buzzing bees and fluttering butterflies dancing across the page. As she began to bring her vision to life, G's inner little girl bubbled with excitement. She imagined her friend exploring the card to find pockets filled with tiny surprises and good wishes. But things did not work out as planned. As she cut the paper, her measurements went awry and the pockets wouldn't stay glued down properly. Nevertheless, undeterred, G moved on to sewing a delicate border around each pocket to rescue her card. However, as she fed the paper through her sewing machine, it sputtered and broke, leaving her with missing stitches and entangled threads. The cheerful polka dots that had once inspired her now seemed to mock her efforts. G stared at the card before her, doubt creeping into her heart. Gee, she thought, that isn't what you imagined, feeling disheartened. The card looked more like a bore than the beautiful creation she had aimed for. She felt a wave of uncertainty wash over her. She knew she had put her love and her best effort and intentions into the card, but it didn't look like she had hoped it would. Could and should she still give the card to her friend? Would her friend appreciate it, or would she be disappointed? G's inner little girl began to voice her worries. What if my friend doesn't like my gift? What if she thinks it's silly and is upset with me? These thoughts echoed in her mind, bringing doubt and fear. G paused, holding the card in her hands. She took a deep breath and reflected on what she wanted to convey. The card was a representation of her journey, filled with love and effort. It didn't need to be perfect. It simply needed to come from the heart. She thought about her friend and their friendship, which had always been about acceptance and joy in the face of life's imperfections. She realized that the card, with all its quirks, told a story of resilience and creativity, just like their friendship. She took a deep breath and spoke gently to her inner child. It's okay to feel worried, she said, but remember, our friend loves us for who we are. This card is made with love, and that's what matters most. Together, they imagined singing happy birthday to their friend, their voices joining in laughter and celebration. This thought brought warmth to her heart and calmed her inner little girl's fears. As G sat at her crafting table, she noticed the small jar of gold flakes she had used to decorate the little cards for her pockets. They sparkled in the sunlight, catching her eye and igniting a flicker of inspiration. Instead of giving in to her voice, she decided to embrace the superficial imperfections of her work. With newfound determination, she sprinkled the gold flakes over the unruly design, allowing them to catch the light and shimmer like tiny stars. The card was transformed into a whimsical landscape of creativity, where every supposedly flawed aspect became a shining feature. The bee buzzing joyfully around the edges, and the butterfly fluttering playfully among the sea of gold and polka dots brought back G's joy and gave her card new life. And with that, G stepped into the day, ready to celebrate not only her friend's birthday, but the beauty of their enduring friendship. As she walked through the village, she was looking forward to the time they would share, the cake they would enjoy, and the memories they would continue to create, just like the playful dance of bees and butterflies in a sunlit garden. And with the end of the fairy tale, we are also coming to the end of this video. With that, let's get over the prompts one more time. A cake or dessert that is clearly enjoyed by the little girl, an instrument with the keys on the bottom, a flying insect, the bee and the butterfly, the polka dots, the flag that is hardly visible now because hidden by the gold flakes and is a bonus piece of ribbon, who hold the little surprises inside the pockets. I hope you enjoyed today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you like my videos, and for now I wish you a wonderful day and hope to see you soon.